Kia ora. This is set 40601, Majisto's Magical Workshop, which released this year, last week in fact, as a gift with purchase for the LEGO Group's Black Friday sales of 2023. The set cost me around 400 NZD, so let's have a look and see if it was worth it. These gift with purchase retro sets do really appeal to me as remakes of some classic eras of LEGO's history. People have complained for years now on how much LEGO spends their time on licensed themes over originals, so while it's great to see some return to forms in the likes of this, the Eldorado Fortress and the Forest Hideout set, which I also adore, it is disappointing that these aren't just made available on their own. Classic colours are used on the box art here to show off the set's final design, and the back shows us the main opening feature of the build. This pairs with the Forest Hideout very nicely. Inside the box here we have 4 bags total, numbered 1 and 2. We get 2 large mountain pieces that were introduced back in 2005. Nostalgic for my era of LEGO, but not necessarily this era of LEGO. Unfortunately, a sticker sheet which consists of the most amount of details here, funny. And we also have the instruction booklet, which does not include a QR code to register for points. After around 40 minutes or so of building, this is Majisto's Magical Workshop. I do really love these updated modern designs that capture the feeling of the original sets. I think this is as good a remake as the Forest Hideout set, but there are a few areas that I wish were a little bit different. Here are some profile shots to show you the depth of this set. For a gift with purchase, ignoring that price threshold to get it, it's quite substantial in its size, which is all the more reason why sets like this should be considered to just be sold separately, ideally for that $50 NZD price range. Modern day parts are used throughout this build here, like the plant life sections here, and updated weapons for the decor. A really great roof structure that was built onto hinge pieces rather than directly onto the bricks like in the original model. There's some greens and some plant life here that I was talking about down at the lower section. On both sides we have those yellow flowers and some tree leaf parts. The leaves here are also attached to these tail pieces, just like the Forest Hideout set. The original was built on 2 mini base plates, something that LEGO don't often do anymore besides modular builds. I like this design equally, but the base plate does have a bit more of a sturdier design going for it, though it does leave a lot of unused space, which is both a pro and a con. It offers you the chance to fill in the gaps, of course. We have a door here which doesn't open like a regular LEGO door, more on that in a sec though. The candles here on the sides are one of the last things that you build here randomly enough. There's a lock on the front of the door here, but there's no key that's included in the set. Majisto just uses magic to enter. The balcony section is one of my favourite areas of the build. I like how tightly everything is placed in between here, but it's a pretty small area for minifigures to hang out in. The window pieces here though are just stickers. In the original they used that really great window piece that I guess has been retired now, so we use this as an alternative. I'm not a fan of this choice personally. Items like windows and doors that are stickers really bother me. Another change is the part used for the axe design. The original has these 2 large halberd designs that were last seen in the LEGO Lord of the Rings line in 2012, so in this set it's just the standard stick and axe head instead. I feel indifferent on this change if I'm honest. I do love the new sword piece though that's been used in a couple of sets as of late. And as I mentioned, the roof is built onto a cool hinge piece that helps get that shape needed, nice and secured in there as well. The only other thing to mention for the exterior I think is the chimney. It's the exact same design as the original, it's just different with some detailed bricks used for that lower section. We may now enter the fortress. You can remove that lock on the door and the building just simply opens up like so. The interior is also really faithfully recreated, but I kinda wish that maybe they went a bit further in this model. The original I think is really good for its time, 1993, but in 2023 there's just not a whole lot going on here. The lower level has all this interesting stuff here, like a ladder which can be used to reach the 2nd floor, a chest that doesn't feature anything inside, a small cooking pot area, and the other room has a table I guess, with 2 glasses and a sticker tile of some scripture from a book. The original print of this is a printed piece, here it's a sticker because that part doesn't exist anymore. Very funny and very tragic. Majisto includes that Spider-Man web attachment piece so that he can easily hold on to the parchment. As for that upstairs section, there's nothing really there. For our minifigures, here we have this knight who is wearing banners that I don't really seem to recognize. I assumed originally she might be part of the Lion Knights group, but she could possibly be an exclusive for the time being. I really love LEGO castle sets, so I really do hope to someday get that Lion Knights castle at some point. For the meantime though, things like this will kinda keep me occupied. I think this figure is really cool for the modern weapon that she uses and that really cool armor piece. She also uses Princess Leia's hairpiece, and she does include a helmet as an extra. And this is Majisto, who is an average inclusion at best. He was actually already included in that Lion Knights castle set, and it looks to be the exact same minifigure. He has an updated dress piece, which wasn't available in 1993, and the modern beard piece as well, and obviously his facial details are more modernized here as well. But that's about it where the modern updates end, and I really wish he was a lot more detailed. If I remove his hat and beard here, you can see that he just uses some plain parts. It's actually very different from the original, who did have printed torso details, so the the named character here is actually the most disappointing minifigure because half of him feels like it's brand new and improved, but the other half feels like it's actually evolving backwards. And you would think that's to reference the original, but the original figure is a lot more detailed in the torso front. I have conflicted feelings on this minifigure. The instruction booklet is one of those vertical shaped ones. The booklet never stayed in place while I was building, it was always closing up on me, so the build did become a bit frustrating at times. We have an image of the set all built up here at the back and the inventory list, but there's nothing else of note here. Majisto's Magical Workshop is a classic LEGO castle set that's been remade as a gift with purchase for this year. I love the classical build remade with modern pieces here for the exterior and that knight minifigure, but I don't like how faithful the build wants to be for the interior and for a downgraded Majisto minifigure. I do think that this set does contain some high value, but for 400 NZD, probably not so much. If you enjoyed this look at a LEGO gift with purchase set, liking and subscribing does help to support this channel in making more videos like this. Ka kite anō.